Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Joy and over here we talk about dental school, getting you into dental school, and whatever else I want to talk about. So today is going to be a whatever else I want to talk about type of video. We are making pumpkin bread and it is the season. 'Tis the season for pumpkin bread. It's super easy to make, it's super cheap to make, and that is the fun of it. Without further ado, let's get into it. For this recipe, you will need vegetable oil, you will need sugar. You're supposed to use white sugar, but I only had a little bit left, so I just filled it in with the rest of brown sugar, eggs, and all these spices, which is cinnamon, nutmeg, allspice, cloves, and then I personally always add ginger and cardamom. All of the measurements will be in the description box. I'll give you all the link to the recipe and you'll have it. Also, the recipe didn't call for vanilla, but I don't bake things without vanilla, so here we go. And water, I have in here flour, baking soda, baking powder, and salt. And pumpkin, I almost forgot that part. It's the most important part, and here it is, pumpkin. You can use canned, and it's fine. You just find a 15-ounce can of pumpkin, pureed pumpkin, not pumpkin pie mix, just pumpkin, pure pumpkin. Parchment paper, I'm using parchment paper because it's easier and I'm lazy. And that's about it, guys. So first we're gonna get the pan ready. I don't usually do this at the beginning because I like chaos and disarray, but we're gonna do it correctly because I'm doing it for you guys. For the parchment paper, it's not super easy to just cut a perfect piece when I don't feel like it. So what you can do is you get your pan, you go like this and kind of like, you guesstimate, kind of ballpark it. I'm going to save y'all's ears from the sound of me balling up this parchment paper twice and unfurling it twice, but that's exactly what you're going to do. You're going to ball it up, crumple it up, and then stretch it out and then crumple it up again, and that's going to help it lay down really nicely in the pan. So then you just kind of lay it across, put your hand in, and then smooth it out. So I'm doing it here. I kind of reseat it. Just put your hand in, encourage it to stay, and it really will do what it do. And then you can just pour your batter in when you're done. It's super easy. And you'll see at the end, when I take it apart, it's just so easy. And now it's ready. It doesn't look super pretty, but it's gonna be fine. And the bread's not gonna stick to the pan because the bread won't touch the pan. Also, side note, you cannot swap parchment paper for wax paper. They're not the same, and your food will not come out the same. So now that that's ready, I'm gonna just set it behind me. I've already preheated my oven to 350 degrees. I usually don't do that at the beginning either because I like chaos, but it's fine. It's fine, guys. So now we're gonna get started. So first we're going to put together the oil and sugar, and we have to whisk these until they're all combined and great. Oh, also we need pumpkin seeds or walnuts, whatever you want to put on top for a little bit of crunch. Pumpkin seeds are cheaper than walnuts, but you can really use whatever you like. You can use pecans, walnuts, and whatever else kind of crunchy bits you want to put on top. So now that the oil and sugar are going together, we're going to next put in our eggs. And they're supposed to be whisked, but they're going to be whisked in here, so I'm not going to worry about it. 4 eggs, and they go in just like this. And this recipe does not call for vanilla, but I'm putting it in anyway, and so I'm going to put it in right now, right after I put in the eggs. So the pumpkin is supposed to go in with the eggs, so I'll do that. I'm going to stop the mixer to do that because I really don't want to mess. So here we go. Okay, that's combined. Next, we put the spices with the flour and all the other dry ingredients. So we just put it in like this, and then we mix. And this is when it starts to smell really good and spicy and like the pumpkin spice things. I don't consume pumpkin spice things because I just don't. But if I'm making a bread or some type of things, there has to be spices. Also, with this recipe, you could sub sweet potato for pumpkin. Now, I haven't done this, but I know you can, and I'm going to do it next. So we'll see if that ever becomes a video. So you just want to combine it really well so that you don't have like clumps of cinnamon, or anything. And the flour mixture should turn a type of like tan, so that you know everything is nice and combined. And also if there are any clumps of baking powder or baking soda, you definitely want to get those out now, since we're not going to sift this. And we also have our water here because we're going to alternate it. So now we're going to alternate. This recipe says to put the dry ingredients first and then put the water, but we're just going to do half and half. So right now, half of the flour mixture goes in. Oh my goodness, I'm making a mess. Okay, so that's about half. And we're gonna mix it real quick. And because the flour clumps up a little bit, we definitely wanna take our spatula and get it off. Is this a spatula? I don't know if this is actually called a spatula. Whatever it's called, we are going to use it to get the flour off the side of the bowl and mix everything really well. Okay, now I'm gonna put in half the water. Water's mixed in really nice. Now it's time for half of the remaining, not half, but just the remaining flour mixture. Okay, that's done. And we'll let that go. It was at this moment that I realized that I made a bit of a mistake. I do fix it later, so don't worry, and I will show y'all and I will tell y'all, and it still comes out great. Again with the spatula to get all of the flour off of the sides. I'm making such a mess. It's okay, it's okay. And the water's kind of settling on the outside and I don't like that. So I'm gonna mix this. You guys, I did not measure this correctly. That's why it's so soupy. So I was supposed to put 3.5 cups of flour and I only put 1.5. So now I'm going to put some more flour in here. Just like that, our mixture is done. The bread is ready to go in the oven after I pour it. So we'll get this off here. Take that, put it in here. It's off. And we just pour. And we definitely don't want to fill the pan all the way to the top. So do not. So this is how full we have it. This is like the edge of the pan. And I left about 1/2 inch, 3/4 of an inch left from the top. So now it's done and I'm gonna add the pumpkin seeds onto the top. And now we're all done. This is ready to go in the oven. It is beautiful, it's perfect. We will see it in 1 hour. I usually set the timer for about 45 minutes so I can kind of gauge where it's at. And if the middle is done and the top is getting burnt, then I'll put a piece of foil over it. But definitely set your timer for about 45 minutes and then leave it alone, don't touch it. Whenever I bake bread, I put my loaf pan on top of a cookie sheet in case that there's any spillage or messes. I get to clean the pan and not my whole oven. All right, so now it's gonna go in for an hour. And I do my best to put it in the middle of the oven, so the rack should be in the middle and then the pan should be in the middle of the rack in case that there's some hot spots in your oven. If one part gets cooler than the other, then you just want it in the center. There's baking science, I don't really know too much about it, but my aunt said to do it, so that is what I do. Okay, and now we wait. This was the bread at 45 minutes. I did not expect it to be done, but I also didn't expect it to be this undone. I always stick a toothpick in and see what it's looking like. As you can see, the toothpick does not come out clean, so I covered it with foil and I let it go. I gave her 15 to 20 more minutes, covered with this foil tint, and then I opened her back up. Look at that! Another toothpick test. We gotta stick the toothpick in the middle, take it out, see what it's looking like. And it is clean this time. It's all done. You do not want to overbake your bread, so take it out right now. Our pumpkin bread is all done. If you made it this far, thanks for watching. If you are liking this video, go ahead and hit that like button. So this is what it looks like fresh out the oven. The pumpkin seeds, not all of them adhered to the batter, but it's all here still. So now I'm going to take it out of here and cut it up, cut myself a nice little slice and enjoy it real quick. It looks out of the pan really nicely because of our parchment paper. Now this is cooling down, so I'll just put it over here. And you just undo it like this. And bend this down. And I'm gonna cut myself a nice slice. Here, start on the end. Oh my goodness. Y'all, this smells so good. Look at the inside, it has a nice orange color. Ah, so exciting. And because my grandmother would do it, I'm going to go ahead and get some butter and put it on the slice and enjoy it. I have this because I took it from a certain restaurant that gives bread out, and I bought food, so I deserve to have this. And it melts in so nicely because it's fresh out the oven. And we'll just cut a piece. Oh, so good. Well, it's really hot, but it is really good. So if you made it this far, thanks for watching. I hope that you make your own pumpkin bread and add whatever additions you like. Use white sugar, use brown sugar, whatever you have. Use pumpkin seeds, walnuts, pecans, again, whatever you have. This should be easy, breezy, and beautiful and fun because we're here to enjoy ourselves and not think about real life. So that's all, and thanks for watching. Bye.